Peace, peace. I'm gonna take y'all out of the matrix for a little bit, man. Stay with me. Don't trip out. Um, like I said, I feel like reincarnation is a real thing, and for some of my super spiritual persons, the longest I've fasted was 3 days without food. I don't know what your experience has been like, or if anybody has fasted that long or longer. I know there's some, they call them breatharians, where they don't eat or drink or anything like that. They live off of very little food. I think that's amazing. That experience has to be an extraordinary journey. But the times that I fasted, I experienced things that I can't talk about because I don't want nobody else to think that I'm crazy. Now, to take you out the matrix a little bit, what I've come to understand is that the 18th dynasty going into the 19th dynasty is one of the most unusual dynasties, and at the same time they don't really have any full knowledge of a lot of things that took place, whether it was the rulers, the pharaohs, the families, their enemies. And keep in mind that what you know as the clergy were the enemies sometimes to a lot of these pharaohs because of the many gods. They were wealthy people. You know, they were making a lot of money, a lot like your modern day preachers today. So keep that in mind. They were making a lot of money. So when Akhenaten decided to change that, it caused problems. That's why they ended up defacing a lot of his artifacts, monuments, even his tomb. Right? Man, I don't want to miss my point because it was coming to me. Now, this is the thing with those or that time period being so sketchy and nobody knows any full history. I'm realizing that we're going off of the expert opinion sometimes of Europeans and the quote-unquote Arabic experts. Some Africans speak on it, but not too many. And I think that's where the confusion is. That's why I like to travel, because I like to see things for myself and experience things for myself. That way I can talk about it. Like, you know, I've been to the Middle East. I know those people over there are extremely poor. So I know when it comes to certain things, talking about, like, for instance, terrorism, to know the root problem, you just follow the money. Because those people over there, like I said, are extremely poor. This also ties into the biblical story of that's Jesus, because remember they said that he left the Holy Lands and went to Egypt, and then he came back. There is no knowledge of what he experienced while he was in Egypt. Now, this is just my opinion. I think that is just a representation of European rule wanting to conquer Egypt, which they at some point they did, because Egypt was conquered several times. Whether it was I think the Romans, Greeks, even you know, we know now as the Arabic people that are there now. That's not the original people of, you know, of Egypt. Asiatic people as well. All right, they all wanted a piece of Egypt because Egypt was the most influential place on the planet. And they were conquered. It was very subtle. It wasn't like they came in there and defeated them through battle. A lot of times what it is that they introduced rulers and whatever, kings or whatever, they introduced families by introducing their daughters to marry, right, into the bloodline, so that way they can slowly take over. And then they start, you start mischief and problems within the bloodline, within the family. This person has a rightful rights to rule because they're part of the bloodline now. And that's how you break up dynasties. That's how you break up bloodlines. You have to get into the bloodline. You have to marry into the bloodline and then have children. And then the grandfathers and the uncles and all that, they cause the confusion by saying, hey, you have the right to rule, da 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 da.
Yeah, Greg, me and listen for UPS for me.
Okay.
They're gonna drop everything.
Okay.
Anytime. You don't know exactly what time, but listen for them for me.
All right. All right, cool.
All right, we're running.
All right, cool.
All right. Yeah.
So, that's just my theory on it. I've showed some stuff that's symbolic, but I realized that these people have been giving misinformation for a long time in regards to religion, history, and everything. And I don't know how you feel, but I don't think I'd want anybody digging up my grandmother or grandfather now to display them in a museum. But yet these things are done in Egypt. Why? Has to be a reason. These people carry such a strong energy and such a strong history and heritage that you'd want to literally dig them up and display their artifacts. Even some people made fake artifacts, right? Copycats or whatever, clones, and put them into their homes. So some Egyptian artifacts are literally in people's houses in Europe, and the people, not just Europe, all over the world. And people sometimes wonder why certain things are happening within their family or within their region or within their local cities and towns, right? There is an energy coming back. I've heard that they said that a lot of the pyramids at this time is giving off like a hum right now. And keep in mind that there's pyramids all throughout the planet, all throughout the world, and there are some underwater as well that they don't speak about. Giant pyramids. And this kind of goes back into the whole flood thing. But there's many, like I said, there's different stories about the flood and how different things happened. You can hear from different experts that speak about it, you know what I'm saying? But I think that is why there is so much confusion, going back to the main point about the 18th dynasty. How all these things have never been fully explained and nobody have a full understanding of what happened during that time period. And I heard that Dr. Blair said that during that time period, they're based on the features of that family, they were part of a very unique bloodline. Things are slowly coming back to me each day I think about it. But like I said, I don't want to get caught up into the religious aspect of it. I just know I walk in my power. You should walk in your power, because every day I'm walking in my power. I am. And I'm realizing more and more the deception of what's been done around us. Like I said, man, sometimes you could be living right on top of a mound and not even know it. Like even for instance, I don't know if you kind of see it. Like you see how it looks kind of hilly on some of these. This is somebody's backyard, but even back here, this almost looks like going all the way down there. It almost looks like a mound coming up here. And like I said, there's many. Over time, they probably cover some of these things up, or just nature itself cover these locations up. You know. Just taking y'all out of the matrix for a second, man. You can plug back in. The truth is stranger than fiction, man. It really is. I want to give people something positive to believe in, man. But there's been too many lies throughout history. And I think that's what the saying is very true. Know thyself. Because you kind of have to realize that this body is an independent aspect of your soul, in the sense where your spirit, your energy carries this body. But what they call it, the reptilian brain, like this the body just wants to survive. If you throw somebody in the middle of the ocean right now, they're just gonna let themselves sink. They're gonna struggle. They're gonna move. They're gonna wiggle. They're gonna, the body's gonna, as you're sinking, is gonna be striving for oxygen, for air. All right, unless you're part fish or something. But that's just my thoughts, man. Hope everybody's good. They say they say the signs of when the Messiah comes back is a man carrying a pitcher of water. I feel like I'm water, but I'm not the man, and I'm not carrying no pitcher. And that's just one religion, and it is the baby religion amongst thousands of years of religions. Thousands of years. Remember, the three major ones are literally babies, which is Judaism, Islam, Christianity, and then all of those sub aspects of those religions, because everybody, at some, ego and pride, everybody break off. I need my own synagogue, I need my own temple, I need my own church, I need my own mosque. It is what it is, man. Think about it. Division is the key, and they've been dividing people for a long time. Hey, peace, man.